Carnatic music is an ocean, right? There are so many ragas, so many compositions. Even one lifetime is not enough for us to cover all that there is in Carnatic music. So because of this, what happens is we spend many years learning Carnatic music, and sometimes we feel very lost, right? We don't know, where am I going, what am I learning, where do I stand, am I on the right track? We get this feeling of being lost, right? So let me tell you one thing. Although Carnatic music is a long journey, it takes its own time for us to develop a mastery over the subject, but that does not mean we have to wait for 10 years to become a decent singer in Carnatic music. So today I am going to help you understand how you can measure your milestones and how you can track your own progress so that you know whether you are on the right track or not. Let's talk about the very first lesson that we learn in Carnatic music, that is called SaPaSa. You've learnt it, right? SaPaSa is an exercise that we are supposed to sing in the beginning of every class and at the end of every class, right? Now most of the time we sing this SaPaSa just like a formality. We quickly just sing it, finish it off, over. We move on to the next song or whatever it is. But we need to understand that this SaPaSa exercise has a lot to offer. Regular practice of SaPaSa is supposed to improve our breath control. Have you ever measured your breath control using SaPaSa? Have you calculated how many seconds you are able to hold each note? And have you systematically tried to increase this duration every day? So this is one milestone you have to keep tracking. What is your breath control and how can SaPaSa help you achieve it? Next we learn a series of exercises, the Sarali varisai, Janta varisai, Dhatu varisai. The ultimate purpose of learning these exercises is to get perfect with our Shruti, right? That is the milestone we have to track. How perfect is our Shruti? The goal is not to just learn 14 Sarali varisais, 9 Janta varisais, 2 or 3 Dhatu varisais. That is not the goal. The goal is that through these exercises you achieve perfection in your Shruti. So when you are singing a Dhatu varisai, for example, each and every note should be in its correct position. Even when you are singing the third speed, not a single note should miss the Shruti. Even if 1 or 2 notes miss the Shruti, that means you are out of Shruti. You cannot say that 90% of the exercise I sang correctly, only 10% I missed the Shruti, so it's okay. You cannot say that. Correct Shruti means 100% correct Shruti. That is the standard you need to set for yourself. So by the end of these basic exercises, the milestones we are looking for is perfection in Shruti and perfection in Talam. Talam also is very important, right? We are practicing every exercise in 3 speeds. So we should be able to smoothly shift from first speed to second speed to third speed without messing up our Shruti. Sometimes if we focus on the Talam, the Shruti goes off. And when we focus on the Shruti, the Talam goes off. So achieving this coordination is also a very important milestone. Okay, so check by the end of Dhatu varisai, have you achieved all these important milestones? Now once you have learnt your basic exercises thoroughly in one single raga, then it is time for us to explore other ragas. So at VoxGuru we actually introduce you to new ragas very early in your journey. So in the Alankaram stage itself, we start exploring multiple ragas. So we help you differentiate between the different Swarasthanas, the Re1, Re2, Ga1, Ga2. All that understanding also develops during Alankarams. And practicing Alankarams in different ragas is one of the best exercises for you to master the 12 Swarasthanas. So by the end of the Alankaram stage, we are not only strengthening our grip over the 7 talas, which is the main purpose of learning Alankaram, but we are also using this as a platform to explore new ragas. Okay, so at least 4 to 5 ragas you should be very comfortable to sing all the Alankaras in. And then we come to the Geetham stage. Here the main milestone is understanding basic gamakas. The main purpose of learning Geetham and the main milestone that we have to track here is how good is our understanding of the gamakas of the Geetham. So at VoxGuru we make sure that you not only learn the Geetham, but you are clearly aware of where are the gamakams and how are the gamakams moving. You will be able to explain it to me if I ask you. That is the way we train you to understand the gamakams. Because I see many students singing Geethams with plain notes. What will happen if you sing Geethams with plain notes? You will struggle all the more when you reach Varnams. Because Varnams have more complex gamakas. You need more flexibility in your voice and a better understanding of the notes to attempt Varnams. So if you keep singing all the Geethams happily with plain notes without applying any gamakams or without trying to understand the gamakams, then you will struggle at a later stage. Okay, so instead of that, it is better if you track this milestone at Geetham level itself. And that is the reason we give so much importance to each and every gamakam and to making you understand how the gamakams are moving. And then we come to the Varnam stage. So here again, the main milestone is how well are you singing the gamakams. Because a Varnam is a more elaborate composition, and a Varnam is pretty much like a raga's visiting card, right? It tells us so many things about the raga. It tells us all the important phrases, it tells us the important movements in the raga. So the whole purpose of learning Varnam is to do justice to the gamakams so that we can bring out the beauty of the raga. So that is one milestone. The second milestone is, are you able to sing the Varnam in 2 speeds? Now when you shift from the first speed to the second speed, the nature of the gamakams also changes, right? The gamakas get transformed when it goes to the second speed. So are you able to transform those gamakams effectively and sing it in second speed? That is one milestone you have to track. Third milestone is, are you able to sing it fluently with akaram? So akaram practice is very, very important for Varnams. Okay, we should not sing it only in the form of swaras or in the form of sahityam, but we should also regularly practice our akaram in both first speed and second speed. And that will really help us develop a lot of flexibility in our voice. And then we finally come to the Krithis stage. This is the part that we are all super excited about, right? All our life we have been waiting to start learning Krithis. So we want to keep learning more and more Krithis in different ragas by different composers. But sometimes we start going after the number of Krithis. We get very excited that, okay, I've learned 20 Krithis, I've learned 30 Krithis. So we keep increasing that count by learning more and more songs. But we forget certain important milestones that we have to track in the process. The first important milestone is, when you are learning a Krithi, you should be able to translate the Krithi into swaras. So you should be able to notate the Krithi on your own. Of course, your teacher will help you in the early days, but you should develop this habit of translating every Krithi into swaras. You should not expect ready-made notations to be given to you. That is not going to help at all. Notation is helpful only when you figure it out, when you try to decode it. And you will be able to do this only if your foundation has been really good. Because in the foundation level itself, you have to receive that kind of training where you are able to translate tunes into swaras and you're able to recognize all the notes of different ragas. If you're able to do that in the foundation, only then here you will be able to translate the Krithis into swaras. But this is an absolute must. Okay, only if you do this, you will be able to understand the raga better, and only then you can step into the next stage of Manodharma. And if you are able to achieve the first milestone, you will automatically achieve the second milestone, which is clarity of Sangadis. In a Krithi, we have multiple Sangadis, right? The purpose of each Sangadi is to bring out a different variation of the raga and to emphasize the Sahityam through these variations. So if you know the swaras behind each phrase of the Krithi, automatically you will be able to develop this clarity in your Sangadis. You will be able to bring out the beauty of the raga. So those were some of the important milestones that I have shared with you today, and now it is your turn to sit back, reflect on your journey, think about all of this, think about where you stand in your musical journey. And if you want to get on the right path of learning Carnatic music, where we are tracking each and every milestone at the right time, then please join our live Carnatic curriculum. We have a beautiful systematic program where we take you step by step into achieving each of these milestones, and you can attend these courses from anywhere across the globe. These are online live courses. So if you want to join us, please drop us a WhatsApp message. I have shared the link in the description. So say hi and we'll get in touch with you. We'll understand your musical journey, and accordingly we will suggest what is the right place for you to start learning from. So I'll be eagerly waiting to hear from you. Let's start a beautiful Carnatic journey together.